sorry I didn't get this up earlier. For some reason it kept saying PlayStation Network was down, and I was doing something with I was doing something on my computer. I was playing a different game. I actually lost track of time, so that one's on me. But anyways, let's get this started. So this one's gonna be about the defensive strategy known as the defensive wall. I run this strategy. Now, defensive wall has more its flaws in it, and I know this. Probably more flaws than a funnel does. Sorry. Probably more. But let's get right into it. So, see, defensive wall is pretty simple. Just wave of defense, wave of defense, wave of defense, and I just need one more sniper tower and an AA gun back here to make another wave of defense. But that's how mine is working. So, now, it is not perfect. I do not win every battle. In fact, my newest one was a loss, actually. But it does help me win, and CPU-wise, it does actually help a lot. However, I feel like I lose more against the CPUs, but I win more against the players. Because I used to run with the funnel, but then I changed. So, anyway, defensive wall is actually pretty simple. Like I said, it's wave after wave after wave of defense. I have my guys up here, you know, they're defending and all that. So, the one main weakness of the defensive wall is AA guns typically don't reach the whole corner, which really bothers me. Because this area, like, I like that they have an area that so your machine guns can't be right next to each other. However, I feel like it's a little too big. I can't reach some areas. I mean, look at that. I'm literally playing limbo with the game. So, I feel like I'm, you know, trying to do something that I can't do exactly. The next thing is, and I'm sorry if I'm pausing. The next thing is that I always, some people have, you know, sandbags at everywhere. This way because that means then when my guys are coming down, they won't, oh, let's stop here, because then they can keep flowing and hold this line off fast. Because you always want your first line defense to hold the longest out of everything. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of the defensive wall defensive strategy. So, first one, let's go with the pros. For one, it's extremely easy to build. Two, I'll get to that later, but two, extremely easy to build. It's probably one of the simplest forms of defense. Two, it can hold off the enemies quite well, and it can definitely get you a couple wins against players and CPU, which is also very nice. It can get you some time on CPU defense. However, I have noticed I cannot break my record on CPU defend yet with this strategy. That record is with the funnel strategy. So, however, I have not tried in a long time, but that's because I really don't feel like spending 15 minutes just clicking a button in one battle. So, the next thing is that as much as it is simple to build, you do need to think about how you want to play stuff. One of the major cons of this is you need a lot of TNT if you want to get this done properly. And another big con of this is that the funnel, you have one direct output most of the time. The whole area is a direct output. There is no wall, there is no funneling really. I mean, you can do a little funnel, you can put a wall here and they all specifically, but I do not like that, and I feel like that causes more harm than it actually does help. So, I like it like this. However, that does make it feel like they can come from all directions, and it really does hurt me a lot, so I would watch out for that. I am thinking of adding a couple walls in here just to help it a little bit, but however, my walls are not upgraded and I don't really like to use walls. So, the next problem I have with defensive wall, besides the fact that the whole thing is just an output, it also indicates, like, since this sniper tower's looking this, or it seems that everything has a blind spot. So if you have a sniper all the way over here shooting this bunker, no one's going to do anything about it until my men come up here again. No one is going to do anything about it. Which does hurt me a lot in battle. But as said. Finally, let's think what else we got. So that does hurt a lot. Barbed wire isn't very useful in this strategy, which is disappointing. I have like 9 things, so. Explosive arrows can work well with this strategy, which is also very nice. I have 2 mortars up here because I felt that would be a little easier. Defensive wall is hit and miss. 50-50 shot, you ask me. So, I mean, I really wish they could, I'm gonna see if I could talk about anything else, but there's really nothing to talk about with the defensive wall. The pros and cons of it are pretty simple. That being said, that defensive wall is very effective in some aspects. So I was thinking how to put this. It's very effective in some aspects and not very effective in other aspects of the battle. The sniper towers and the defensive wall are my favorite part because they can seriously hold off the enemy. The MG nests are just there as a buffer, in my opinion. They're just here to hold them off a little bit. They really don't do much, though, in the defensive wall, being as though most of the time they can't even reach it. So, and defensive wall is probably one of the longest strategies because this one can just go on, needs a direct output. That's another thing I like about the defensive wall. I'm really sorry it took me this long to upload a video and it's only like 5 minutes. I'm really sorry. So don't forget to check out the new event. So if you have a chemist or you're going against a chemist, make sure you start grinding for those card packs. If you actually have any questions of the defensive wall strategy, just ask me. I will answer them, thankfully. And guns up, Aaron, over and out.